Today's going to be a fun episode. We're going to be constructing an obsidian farm. Yeah, that's right, an obsidian farm. And we're going to be fixing this villager breeder to make it updated to 1.16. Hey guys, Deathdealer here. Welcome back to another episode on the AutoCraft server. AutoCraft is the server where we automate everything that's provided in vanilla Minecraft, along with having some fun along the way. Make sure you don't miss an episode of the series by watching the series playlist, which is linked down below, and remember to subscribe to the channel. So last time we filled up this trading hall with all these villagers, and in between episodes I've been spending my time converting them into zombies and then converting them back into villagers and doing some trading with them. So obviously last time we did all of these farmers and then these armourers, toolsmiths and weaponsmiths. They are all ready to go, and they have the cheapest trades you can get in the game. One emerald for like a pickaxe and things like that. Same for armour and all the other tools. I've also just done these guys, the librarians. So we have mending here. This guy also has channeling, which is quite good. What else? We have unbreaking 3, depth strider 3. This guy has silk touch, and then another mending book. And then this guy has efficiency 5. Now all these guys will be useful today because we're making an obsidian farm, and we're going to need to go through a lot of diamond pickaxes to get enough obsidian. Also, what I've been doing is I've been trading with these guys to get golden carrots, as you can see here, because golden carrots are the best food source in the game. Now what I've done is I have a full double chest of golden carrots here, along with some additional things. So what we're going to do to start off is we're going to fill up 2 shulker boxes of golden carrots, and we're going to drop this off at Rustic and Splash's bases. Because yeah, the captains of industry need a decent food source. So here's the shulker box done at Splash's base. And here's the shulker box at Rustic's base. In other news, as you can tell, we have Optifine running. We are running the pre-release of Optifine. You can't actually see it in this tab menu. But yeah, we can finally see it in the nether once again. Alright, so let's start making some progress on this obsidian farm. Now, this is going to be the first time I've ever bought one of these, so it's going to be fairly interesting. Now, the design we're using is one by NemboNMC. I'm going to leave a link to the video he did on it down in the description. And it is a fairly interesting design. Now, there is a few problems. So obviously we're going to need an end portal to use in order to throw items through it to constantly regenerate the obsidian platform. However, the setup we're going to use is quite bulky, so we can't use the end portal we're already using, which means we need to go and find another stronghold. I'll need to get a bunch of Eyes of Ender, which is easy enough to do, Ender pearls are easy to come by, and blaze rods are easy enough to do as well. And yeah, we need to go and find that. Now I know roughly where one is, other than the main one we use. It is like just to the southwest where Greenie lives. So yeah, let me gather the Eyes of Ender we need. Let's head on over there and set up a portal in the overworld and on the nether side. On the roof, of course. Alright, so we found the Stronghold. These are the coordinates for anyone on the server who's interested. So yeah, we've travelled quite a distance. And yeah, you can just see the rough outline of something below the water here, because this is actually generated quite high up in the world. That room right there is the portal room. Wow, that's insane. Right, let me get in there, set up the portal. We'll probably set it up in that back corner over there. It'll probably be easiest. Get rid of that silverfish spawner because those are annoying. And we can get the initial circuits we need set up. Alright, so I've set up the nether portal both in the overworld and in the nether. So if we just quickly pop on through this. Easy does it. Anytime now. Here we go. But in the nether, and we aren't that far away from where the actual nether hub's going to be, because we've laid out the boundaries for it. We are going to get started on this project soon, I think. But yeah, this is where our portal is. That will take us out to, well, the secondary, what do you call it, end portal. Now, what we need to do is we need to build several redstone circuits before we can, get this obsidian farm up and running. So why don't we head into a testing world where I can show off this design. So as I said earlier, this is designed by NemboNMC. He creates some of the best things in this game. I'm not even joking. I've used so many of his farms and things like that. But yeah, this is it. So as you can see, there's a few redstone things and bits and pieces here. So why don't we go through this in a sequential order just so that things make sense. So obviously the player is going to be in the end. Let me just set my spawn real quick. That should be it, I think, or not. Hold on, let me just /time night. And then I'll sleep so that I can set my spawn because it wasn't doing it there. So yeah, let us just head into the end real quick and we can take a look at this thing. So, the main concept is we were standing here with like an AFK or clicker or something, mining away obsidian. And what happens every time an item comes through the portal, as you can see, the blocks above the platform and the platform itself is reset. So if we just remove some of this, there you go, see, it reset itself. Now, items can only come through the portal if the portal itself is chunk loaded, which is very important. So let's just head on over there, back into the overworld, and we can take a look at the chunk loading setup. Now the chunk loading works by sending items through another portal, which is what this thing is for here. As you can see, this room is going to be laid out in the same way on the AutoCraft server. This is just, you know, it's easy to explain things. So basically you've got a circuit in here and you've got a circuit on the nether side of things for sending items back and forth. Now the way this is built is once you bolt stuff in the nether, you don't need to touch it again, right? Because obviously you activate this and it will send an item through the portal, which will load the nether side. And then after like a certain amount of time, the item will be sent back and then it will load this side. And that will keep on happening back and forth constantly. So this is the redstone circuit here. Fairly simple. What happens, you pull this lever, your clocks go off, an item will be pushed through this portal. So fairly simple. So if we just head on through the portal, this very similar, almost virtually identical setup on the other side to collect it and then push it back. And this happens in like a 3x3 chunk area. That's how much is loaded when the portal is, well, when something is sent through the portal. Now, after that happens, let's get out of here. We now need to think about sending items through the end portal. Now, there's a few ways you can do that. You can use chickens, which is used here. Here's the numbers of chickens you can use depending on whether you're using haste 2 or not. Efficiency 5 is required. However, we won't be doing this because I don't like handling chickens because they're annoying. So what we're going to do is we're going to have basically all this redstone set up here, and we're just going to have, well, we're going to ignore the chicken bit. We're going to have a chest that leads into this, and we'll just fill it with like stone or something. A full chest would do like 9 hours of AFKing. Now this is a ether hopper clock here, which will do all the timing, so you can just throw a lever on that to turn this whole system off, along with turning this off as well. And here's the items you need. So if you're doing the haste 2, you only need to put in 13 items. That will equate to 196 ticks. These items are for this hopper clock. If you're not doing the haste 2 version, you need 16 items. Bear in mind server performance and your TPS might affect your rates for this farm. But yeah, that's it. So with that being said, let's go and gather the materials we need so that we can get started on constructing the required modules. Alright, so I've built the module on the nether side for the chunk loading setup, and I've done it like this. So what I had to do first, I had to test where the items would drop when they came through the portal. So from my testing, they drop onto this hopper right here, and then that told me how I could build the rest of this thing. And yeah, it was fairly simple. We spawn proofed it as well, so we shouldn't have any like gas or anything spawn on top of this. I had to go and double check several areas, and I might just place a layer of slabs just on top of this entire thing in case I have missed anything, but there isn't really any need in that. But yeah, this is the nether setup all done, so let us do a test. Oh, I've got some quartz on us I didn't realise we had. Let's drop some quartz in. Huh, okay, yeah. Oh, there we go. Ah, right, yeah, it's the timing because of the circuits, right, okay. But yeah, that has been sent away through, which is good. Let's just double check all of our things. Yeah, it's up here. Okay, right, yeah, that's working. Cool. So what I can do is I can take that item out, and then we can go through the portal and build the next segment, which is virtually identical to this thing. And yeah, fortunately enough, we don't need to clear any space or anything, which is quite nice. It will be a bit close to this stairway, but you know what, it's fine, it doesn't really bother me. Alright, so we've built the chunk loading module on the overworld side now, so all we need to do is put a lever right here, and a sign in case anyone else on the server wants to use this farm, along with putting the items we need in here. So I believe we need to put 2 items of differing types in this, and then another item on the nether side. Then we can give it a test and see if this thing works. Then all we need to do is build the redstone clock, which will shoot the items through the portal. We'd obviously need to activate the portal as well, and then we can go and set up the area on the opposite side. But yeah, we're making good progress with this. This is the first chunk loading thing I've ever done, actually. So yeah, hopefully it works. Alright, so the item dropping module over the portal is now complete. It was a fairly quick process. So I've got 13 items in this hopper clock, and every time it goes over here and then goes back, this pulses and then drops some items. So I have some stone there, so let's just let that roll and we'll see what happens. And this should drop items. There we go. So that works. Perfect. Alright, I also put in this lever to, you know, turn this segment off because I don't want to run it all the time. Also, is there any chunk borders nearby? No, we're alright. Cool. Okay, so what we can do now is we can activate the portal. So let's just do that. And last but not least, there we go. So what we can do now is this thing, all the stuff so far is online and ready to go. The only thing we need to do now is go into the end, place some hoppers below the obsidian platform, place a little border around it so that we can do the water stream stuff, along with a collection system, and then we're ready to go. Alright, so we've built the end dimension side of this thing. It was fairly simple. So all we've got is, oh, no I haven't, I forgot one of the major parts. Why don't we, let's just do this, oh my god. Yeah, I forgot something, right. So, there's meant to be hoppers below this, but I haven't put them in, because I'm just so good at this game. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do this, pop on down here, place that and that. There we go, cool. So that farm is now complete. So what will happen is items will fall here, regenerate the platform, we'll be AFK mining it with the haste 2 beacon, there's rustic over there, and yeah, by the time you mine to the end and you back, well, the platform will be regenerated. So why don't we give this a little test run, shall we? So we're using an netherite pick, so it's slightly faster. Slime ball, okay. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to pop on back through the portal. Now since we've slept nearby the thing, we'll be back here. Cool. So what we need to do is, let me put in a stack of items. We're going to turn this on. I think that's it. We're going to flip this switch. We're going to pop on through. We're going to go down here, close that, and we're going to mine. So we just mine like so, and as you can see it comes back. We might need to tweak some of the timings for this. Possibly. I need to move forward a bit. But yeah, that is this thing all ready to go. And as you can see, everything's being picked up. Let's test this. Boom. And there you go. New batch of obsidian is there. Alright, that's good. We've done a complete full test of the system and everything works. The chunk loading stuff is working and all that stuff is great. Now what we need to do is, I'm just going to show how this farm works. So let us go back up. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to the Stronghold and we're going to turn off the chunk loading stuff. So first of all, we're going to turn off this, and then we're going to turn off this. And there we have it, folks. That is the farm all done. It's truly amazing, this stuff. Wow. This is my first ever one of these farms. It's got quite a few things to it, and I'm happy it worked first time. Alright, so now that the obsidian farm is finished, we need to provide tools, because we can't use the netherite tools. Well, we can, but we're going to be AFKing and I don't want to risk losing this stuff to the void. So we're going to be using diamond tools because those are expendable. Well, they are for me because I can get diamond tools for 1 emerald each. So yeah, like, who's winning here? So, I'm thinking we need 18 diamond pickaxes, each with efficiency 5 and unbreaking 3. Now I have efficiency 5 and unbreaking 3 for 1 emerald each as well. Obviously we're going to need books, but books are easy to get. And yeah, we have lots of other villagers that give us pickaxes. So I'm going to do some trading, get the things we need, and then we can go and stock up the Obsidian Farm. Alright, so we have 18 enchanted pickaxes, all efficiency 5 and breaking 3. It's strange having that many pickaxes without having to spend the diamonds to make them. Because, yeah, that would have been a lot of diamonds. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to pick these up. And we're going to spread them between these two droppers. Which is nice. There we go. So now we can use this farm whenever we want. Now, to finish off the episode, I had planned on doing a few things, but this took longer than I thought. So why don't we go back to base and take a look at the villager breeding setup, because the breeder we're using broke in 1.16 and we need something brand new because we need a lot of villagers for upcoming projects and I want to fill up my trading hall. So let's get to it. Alright, so the problem with this design is obviously it doesn't work in this current version, which is a bad thing. But the main issue is that the villager mechanics were slightly altered for this update. So basically, now what happens is the villagers like to have a food fight, but normally before they'd only throw between each other a couple of times and they'd normally pick it up almost immediately. But that's not the case anymore, which is why in the last episode a lot of food kept on going all the way down to the bottom there. Now that happened because basically these guys were throwing food at each other and they couldn't pick up fast enough and so it just kept on falling down. Now, it's obviously because they're in a really confined space, so we need to fix that. And yeah, the babies just don't like to cooperate anymore. So what I'm thinking is we take advantage of the mechanic where babies try and go towards beds because they like to go and jump in beds. So if there are beds nearby a baby villager, it will move towards it. Now, it doesn't always do it immediately. It can only take anyone up to 5 minutes in order to do so. But that's the mechanic we're going to take advantage of. So what I'm thinking is we use this entire area to let these adult villagers walk around. So yeah, it's going to be quite large, but that's the sacrifice we have to make in order to get this thing working. So what I'm thinking is we're going to bring these guys up out of here and then store them maybe up in this level temporarily so that we can do work down here. So what I'll do is I'll move them up, I'll tear out everything here including the beds. I'll also come down and tear out all of this tube work stuff here because that was all useless before anyway, so there's no point in keeping it. And yeah, we'll just keep this bottom tube here. So the idea is they'll walk towards the beds and they'll go down a drop chute and then they'll eventually work their way down here where they'll stand as babies until they grow up. And then they'll head on up into the holding cell where we can then use them for, our trading things. Now, this shouldn't take all that long. The longest part will probably be actually getting the villagers out of there because villagers don't like to behave themselves. But yeah, having this up and running once again will be quite nice. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so this is the breeder concept I've came up with. It's something quick and simple. But yeah, this should work for us. So I have done some extensive experimentation earlier on today before I started this episode because I knew we would encounter some problems. And yeah, this setup should work for us. So, the idea here is we've got 4 beds, we're going to replicate this on the other side, so we're going to have 2 breeders here to double our production of villagers. So the idea is you throw food, and the adults will throw it between each other, and then a baby will be born. After a little while, the baby will try and walk towards the beds, and will fall down this shaft, which will lead into a water stream. So what we'll do is we'll have a kind of water stream that pushes it this way, another one here that pushes it this way, and then it'll fall down a central shaft, which is actually right there, so we'll have to kind of bring them over and then like so. But yeah, that shouldn't really be much of an issue. Anyways, what we're going to do now is we're going to try, I'm going to break this for now. We're going to move these guys over. So let's just block this stuff up. Break these. And now, give these guys a push. Bring them in like so. Bring this last one in, and there we go. These guys are now in place. Sweet. Now, before I even throw them any food, no. That's a bad idea. Oh no, I need to get that thing in now. Because they already have food in the system. Oh no. Yeah, I need to get this what do you call it? This drop tube done. In fact, I'm just going to block it for now. because if we don't, that's going to cause some problems. Anyways, I'm going to finish that off, and we'll see if this system works. Alright, so this is the moment of truth. This is where we're going to test if this design actually works. It works in a creative single-player world, but if it works here, who knows? I've replicated this design on this wall here. I've also put in the water, the water chutes and things to get the baby villager down there. Now let me double check that no baby villagers already moved through, because it could have happened while I was building this. No, okay. We also need to get rid of this because this is not secure. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and throw some of these carrots at these guys, and we'll see what happens. So let's just throw all 6 stacks, and we'll watch these guys for a little bit. Now we should see them start to throw the food between themselves, and breeding shouldn't really be a problem because I've let a day-night cycle go by. As you can see, they are currently throwing the stuff, and they now should start to throw back and forth and attempt to breed. So now all we need to do is basically sit and wait and watch, and if this is in fact successful, we'll get the 2 offspring from this and then bring them up here. And that guy looks... he's so focused on the beds, he isn't focused on the other villager. Okay, right. Oh, hearts, that's a really good sign. Do we have a baby villager? Let's see. Any time now. Come on. Come on, guys, I know you can do it. Yay, it worked. And look at that, he went down the water thing. He went down that one, and he went down the other one. And now these guys have food in them, and that should do them for several breeding attempts. Now this little baby villager should make their way down here, they already have, and along here. And there's the guy there. Sweet. So this system works. That's awesome. That's fantastic. We've got a working breeder. Fun fact, this is the only working breeder on the server right now. Everyone else is using the exact same design I was using before, and they haven't repaired them yet. So I have the only working breeder. So I have the only source of new villagers, which is awesome. So this episode has been very productive. We've built an Obsidian Farm, which is insane. It's insane to think that we can do that in Minecraft now. We could have automated it using a wither, but that's a little bit too advanced for us and very dangerous. And we got that breeder fixed, which is fantastic. In fact, right now I'm very ahead of schedule. I'm not normally like this, but I'm like 3 days ahead of schedule. I normally don't finish my Wednesday episode until the Wednesday morning. It's currently Sunday evening right now, and I've just finished. So yeah, we are insanely far ahead. In terms of the next episode, I haven't really planned anything out yet. I'm going to be doing some collaborations this week, and since I'm that far ahead, I don't know exactly when that stuff comes out. So whilst you wait for that, make sure you go down into the description. You'll find a link to the rest of the playlist, and make sure you go and watch all that stuff. Whilst you're there, why don't you subscribe to the channel? If you enjoyed this episode and you want to see more of them, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon. And leave me a comment, tell me what you think of the Obsidian Farm and the Villager Breeder. And while you're there, why don't you go and subscribe to everyone else on the server. Thanks for watching. I'd like to thank you all for watching this episode of the AutoCraft so far. Make sure you go and watch everyone else on the server. On the left hand screen right now, there are 2 videos, one that YouTube wants you to watch and one that I think you should watch. Make sure you go and watch them, and remember to leave a like, subscribe, and hopefully you will enjoy the videos.